Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be testing out some drugstore items that I actually picked up a long time ago, and they've been sitting in my drugstore to try bin for a very long time. There's some things that I picked up at Target, which Target is very far from me now, and so I made a trip to Target to find some makeup that maybe I wasn't able to find locally, and so I picked up some things from Target. So there's some brands in here that I've never used. There's some affordable brands that sent me some products, so there's just kind of like a mix here. I don't have a product for every single category, so I'm kind of mixing like new drugstore with just old, tried and true, a couple products that I've missed that are also drugstore. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. So let's just get right into it. I think I'm gonna start with eyes. I am gonna use the concealers from Ulta that I haven't used in a very long time, but if you remember, I love these. It's just been a minute. These are the Ulta Full Coverage Liquid Concealers. They're waterproof, so they do not budge. And I think I'm gonna use the shade Fair Neutral for my eyelids. Just dabble a little bit on the eyes like that. I'm actually really excited to test out these eyeshadows because I'll show you in a second, but they're very, very inexpensive, and this palette caught my eye, and I actually picked up the eyeshadow palette like a very long time ago. It was before we went to Hawaii and we were visiting Tylen's family, and they have a Target near them and they have a great makeup section at their Target. So I picked it up then. It's just been sitting around. So I'm very excited to finally get to play with it and review it. This next product is a new one. This is from No. 7. They used to sell No. 7 at my Ulta, and then they switched out the display and it's no longer there. So I did actually have to go and pick this up at Target. And I know a lot of you guys have recommended No. 7 products to me in the past. I just don't really have access to it. So I do have this powder. This is the Translucent Perfect Light powder, and we're just gonna set the eyelids with this. Oh, also I did my brows with the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Shape and Fill pencil. It's been a while since I've used this, and I forgot how much I really like this pencil as well. This used to be my go-to drugstore pencil for brows before I discovered the CoverGirl Microfine and Define brow pencil. Both are equally good in my opinion. They just do, they're just different shapes, and so they'll do different things. But I still love them both. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the eyeshadow palette I was talking about. Okay, so I've heard so many of you guys recommend Profusion Cosmetics to me, and it's a line at Target. It's an extremely affordable line. So this set right here with these eyeshadows in it caught my eye. This is the peach one. They had several different ones. I think they had like a bronze one. I don't even remember. But I wanted the peach one because I love peaches. This whole entire thing, which comes with the eyeshadow palette, a brush, a lip liner, and a gloss, was 10 bucks. So I'm really curious to see if this is any good. So we're just gonna tear right into it. We retrieved the eyeshadow palette and also the brush, which I'm gonna give this brush a go. It actually feels pretty nice just off of my first impressions. And I really like the large pan size in this. And the mirror is actually a very good quality mirror. If these are pigmented, I think we have something great here. So since we already kind of have a nice light base, I'm just gonna go straight into this shade right here called Ongoing, which is a really nice kind of peachy brown. And I'm actually gonna maybe try to use this mirror, and let's fluff this through the crease. Okay, it's showing up for sure. This brush is extremely soft. Ooh. I think it's blending pretty nicely so far. Obviously this is kind of a lighter color. We'll have to also kind of play around with the other ones in here and see how they blend together, but right now I feel like it's blending pretty nice. Some of them are more shimmery than others, but I want to see if this would look good in the crease because I want a little bit of peach, but I just don't know. Might be shimmery, is it? Kind of. I'm just gonna layer a tiny bit of that into the crease. See if I can add a little bit of a peachy shade. What should we do next? I'm kind of interested in this one right here. I'm using the same brush. This is in the shade Outspoken. And I'm kind of wanting to, okay, do we see that? There's some pigment there. So I'm just gonna kind of build this up on the outer third and then into the crease as well. Well, I think these are blending pretty nicely. I think they're definitely shadows that you kind of have to build up, but a lot of times I like formulas like that just because it's a little bit more foolproof and it allows you to get a more blended out look, especially if you're not too familiar with using eyeshadow. Then a formula that allows you time to blend it out can be really nice. And then you can just kind of build it up. I'm gonna grab a clean brush and just kind of fluff it over the outer corner here and in the inner corner as well, just to make sure everything's blended. There's a little bit of fallout in the pan, but not too bad. I don't know if you guys can kind of see the dustiness. I'm gonna go into this shade right here called Special. It's a deep brown. Oh, A little bit of kickback on that one. I'm just gonna kind of buff this along the lash line, just with that same brush. That shade doesn't seem to be as impressive as the others. I mean, you can still kind of build it up. It's kind of just all right though. I don't know if I like the brown one very much. I'm gonna go ahead and go into the shade Certain, which is this nice copper shade, and I'm gonna try taking this with my finger. Look how pretty that is. And I'm gonna start to just apply this on the lid. Okay, that's really not too shabby. Now, it's not like the most metallic or sparkly shade I've ever used, but it's definitely nice. Yeah, I feel like these are showing up for sure, so kind of exciting, huh? I'm gonna go into this shade right here called Polite, which is the lightest shade. We'll see how light this looks. Oh my word, actually not too bad. I'm just popping that in the inner corner of the eye to kind of brighten up that area a little bit. And then I'm gonna take this shade right here called Eccentric, which looks like it has a tiny bit of glitter in it, but we'll see how that goes. And I'm just gonna kind of pat this on the lid as well. Once you apply that shade to the eyes, I don't think it really did much. So I'm gonna take the shade Certain again, which was that coppery shade, and kind of go over that because that one seemed to work a little bit better. All right, so I'm just gonna line the top lash line with a black pencil. This is from L'Oreal. It's their Infallible pencil. I'm just gonna do a nice thin line from inner corner to outer corner. All right, so now I'm just gonna clean up the fallout under the eyes. There is a little bit of fallout. Nothing crazy though. So far those applied pretty good. They're not the best eyeshadows I've ever used, but obviously they did have some pigment and I was able to create something nice. So let's move on. I feel like I've maybe used this before. If I have, I don't remember. It's the Physicians Formula 24 karat, Physicians Formula 24 karat gold collagen serum. It like literally has flecks of gold in it. So we're gonna apply this onto the skin first. I don't feel like I would use this product as like a serum on the daily, but I wanted to try it as like a primer. Definitely feels nice on the skin. Ooh, and it's kind of tacky too when it dries down, which is good for under makeup. All right, we're gonna use the Makeup Revolution foundation stick. It's been a hot minute since I've used this and I really like it. So I don't remember if I mixed 2 shades or not. I have 2 shades and I feel like I may have mixed them last time I used them. So I have F4 and F5. So we're just gonna combine them today. I'm gonna start to blend these out. I'm not sure if it's the primer underneath, but it feels like it's really sticky almost, which could be good for the longevity of the foundation, but for application, it's kind of difficult to blend it out, I feel like. So I'm just gonna take my beauty blender and try to blend that out a little more. I feel like it was really yellow around my mouth, so I'm adding a little bit more of the shade F4. Oh, that's cute. I'm just gonna blend that out with a sponge. All right, so I think that this is pretty blended in. I really think that next time I would add maybe a moisturizer on top of this serum, just because once it started to dry down, it got pretty tacky to where the stick foundations, since they are a bit of a thicker formula, I had a harder time kind of blending them out. So I would probably do that differently next time. Regardless though, I feel like this base is looking pretty good. So let's go back into the Ulta Full Coverage Waterproof Concealers. I have the shade Light Neutral that I'm going to use over blemishes. And I'm going to mix the two under the eyes and down the center of the face. So I'm going to take the shade Fair Neutral and just kind of add a little bit of that to where I applied the other concealer in the center to kind of highlight. Great, let's take our sponge and I'm going to blend out the blemishes first and then the center of the face. Oh wow, I forgot how much I love this concealer under the eye. Seriously, it erases any discoloration. Before we set the face, I actually have a cream product that I want to use. This is from Koki Cosmetics. This was sent to me. I have not tried their brand yet, but this looked really intriguing to me. It is their Strobe Lights Face Highlighter, and look how pretty that is. So I really want to try this out on the skin. Since we have cream products on the face still, I'm just gonna see what this looks like. This is in the shade. Does it have a shade? I don't know if it has a shade. So I just kind of drew some of the product on and now I'm patting it out with a sponge. Wow, I think that added actually a really nice glow. It takes a minute to blend it out with a sponge, but it's worth taking your time because once you do, it really blends seamlessly into the skin. That looks cool. I really like that. Ooh, ooh. I wonder if it's buildable. I'm just gonna try to add a little bit more to the highest points of the cheekbones, just to kind of see if that builds up nicely. Seems like it does. Wow, that's really pretty. Ooh, I feel so glowy. So now let's set the under eye area with the number 7 powder that we had used before. I'm gonna put a little bit into the cap and let's do a little light baking with this. So I'm just gonna take some on the sponge and press that under the eyes. I feel like I always do that. I like powder over the cream highlight. I'm not a pro with cream highlight yet. I don't know. I'm gonna take some of that same powder, basically just around the T-zone. So far I can tell I really like the powder. It feels extremely soft on the skin and kind of has more of a light pink undertone, which helps to subtly brighten. So far so good. Let's go back into the eyeshadow palette, the Profusion Mixed Metals Peach palette, and let's do some eyeshadow on the lower lash line. Starting with Outgoing again. I'm just gonna run this across the entire lower lash line. I really do like this color. It applies really nicely and it's just a good like warm brown color for every day. Then I'm gonna go into Outspoken on a little angled brush, and I'm really wanting this to be super close to the lash line, but I am gonna bring it in all the way across the lower lash line. And then with another brush I'm gonna go into Certain, which is that kind of bronzy shade. And I'm just gonna buff this really lightly across the entire lash line as well, just to tie that color in to the lower lash line. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into mascara. Oh, I have this one. It's the Kokie Volume and Length Mascara. Oh, eyeshadow on my eye. Okay, we are good. I'm gonna try this out. Here's the wand. It looks promising. I like wands like this usually. Let's give this a whirl. I'm gonna do 2 to 3 coats. Okay, well, I wanted to show you guys the before and after. Wow, this mascara really built up volume on my lashes, and as you guys know, I love volume. So far, so good with this mascara as well. Alright, so I just finished my mascara on both eyes. That was 2 coats on the top and bottom lashes. Wow. I mean, I think it speaks for itself. This is like the exact way I like my lashes to look, so I'm really excited about this mascara, and I can't wait to keep playing around with it. So let's move on to the complexion. I pulled out my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I do need to get a new one of this, and I say that every time I use this because I'm reminded of how old it is, but you know what, we're still gonna make it work. So I'm just gonna take my bronzer brush, and let's begin sculpting the cheeks. This bronzer has lasted me a very long time though. I'm actually super impressed considering how much I've used this. There's that cream highlight coming through a little bit more. So pretty. I'm gonna run some down the sides of the nose and underneath, under the lip, just to kind of make it look more pouty. All right, this next product I'm very excited to try. You guys know how much I love blush, and I came across this blush palette at Target. It was $3. $3, you guys. This is also from Profusion Cosmetics, and it comes with 6 beautiful blushes. 2 of them are matte, 4 of them are shimmer, I believe, or satin, I guess. So we'll see how many of these I end up liking. I'm obviously not gonna be able to try all of them tonight, but I definitely want to dip into this one right here called Lush. So I'm just taking my blush brush. Oh wow, there's quite a bit of kickback in that. I'm just gonna press this on the cheeks. Okay, even with kickback though, you can see that it's definitely applying. Ooh, that's pretty. It did get pretty dusty though. Let's mix Alive and Playful, which are more shimmer shades. Oh, can you even see that? These 2. Just to kind of see what that does to the cheeks, if it really does give any sort of glow. Oh, I think it did. You see that? That's from the blush. Take some around the forehead, across the nose. Well, that seemed to work pretty good. I want to swatch this shade right here called Juicy. Ooh, okay, these are pigmented. So I'm excited to kind of keep playing with that, but for $3, pretty good pigment. I almost wish they were all matte shades and there's a little bit more diversity. 2 of the shimmer shades look pretty similar to me, and I probably would use the other 2. I don't know, maybe. I'm into this and this. But I guess for $3, if you only like 2 blushes, still a pretty good deal. Okay, let's hop back into the little set that we got. There is a lip liner in here. I'm gonna wipe off any foundation on the lips first. This is the Profusion Matte Lip Liner in the shade Matte Peach. Let's see how this looks. It's definitely more of a waxy formula. No! Oh, just came right off. Wonderful. So I'm finding it a little bit difficult to fill in the lips, but I really like the color. Yeah, it's definitely not the easiest lip liner I've ever applied, but I love the color. I'm overlining the lips a little bit. I mean, wow, that's a fabulous color. It took me a hot minute though to fill in the lips with this, and it feels a little bit sticky. Nothing too crazy though. I actually would just wear it like this, but there is a lip gloss in here that I think we should try since it does come in the set. This is not something that I would, oh, is this not a lip gloss? If this is a lipstick, I don't know if I'll try it. I don't know, I don't want to ruin this color. See that? That's gonna ruin it. Are you guys gonna kill me if I don't put that on? I just like it so much how it is, you know? I wonder if this Kokie, oh, it's in the shade Radiant. Remember how I didn't know there was a shade? There's a shade, it's in Radiant. I wonder how this would apply with the fingers over powder. So let's see, I'm just trying to blend it over. See, it might have gotten a little patchy over the powder. Okay, so it's not necessarily as blendable over powder as my Benefit What's Up highlight is, but it's definitely buildable over itself. You just want to make sure that you're not putting too much powder on if you do want to use this product, but I'm a fan of this. Why don't we apply this to the inner corner of the eyes? That'll liven things up. Yes. Ooh, that's cool. I really like that. It almost has like a pinky purple undertone, which is not something I normally gravitate toward, but hey, I like trying new things sometimes. I'm gonna put what's left just right on the brow bone right here. Pat that in with my finger. Cool. Okay, so let's set the face. I'm gonna use my Pixie Hydrating Milky Mist because it is the only drugstore thing I have over here, and this is from Target. I still don't really have too much of an opinion on this. I like how it looks, but I honestly haven't paid too much attention to what it does for my makeup all day. I need to, but since this is what is close by on my desk, I'm gonna set the face with this. I'm gonna try to cover the eyes because this does have a little bit of oil in it, and I feel like that might break up the eyeshadow a little and the mascara. So I'm just gonna spray it like that. Where's my handy fan? Take my beauty blender and just pat this down. Oh, and then we'll take the number 7 puff that came with it. It's just a little bit of powder just to press down the areas that I don't want shine, which is always the T-zone around the mouth, tip of the nose, stuff like that. I have the hardest time like keeping product on my nose. I don't know. I've always had issues with that. Let's set the brows. Glossier Boy Brow. I'm gonna use the shade Blonde. I know this isn't technically drugstore, but this is what I use every day. Hope you don't mind. Well, people, what do we think? I'm really digging this cream highlight. I'm actually really excited to clear up my skin even more so that I can feel more confident wearing a lot of cream products. I still feel like I was able to make it work. Obviously, it looks really beautiful on the skin, so I'm very excited about that highlight. The mascara was beautiful. So the two things from Koki, I really enjoyed these. The Profusion set. Okay, let's chat. Obviously, the eyeshadows were pigmented. It worked. The lip liner was worth it. Loved the color. The little brush that came with it was great as well. So for $10, I do feel like you get quite a bit of good product, and because you do get so many things, I think I would say I would recommend it. If you're just interested in like the eyeshadow palette, I think I would probably recommend going with like a Morphe palette instead. You know how they have some that kind of look like this? I feel like for $12 that might be a better option because those would be extremely pigmented. With these ones you do have to kind of learn how to work with them, but obviously they work. So it would just be personal preference, and like I said before, they had lots of different options, lots of different palettes that you could choose from, so that was great. What else was new that I tried? This felt nice, but again, I feel like I don't know if I would use it underneath foundation without a really nice moisturizer, because I felt like it made my foundation stick kind of have a hard time blending out. With that being said though, I do like how my complexion looks, so you know, it all looks good together at the end of the day. And I'm really enjoying this number 7 powder, the way that it feels underneath my eyes especially. It's very soft, so I feel like we have some good finds. Oh, and the blush palette. Now for $3, not too shabby. I'm gonna have to keep playing with this so I can let you guys know if I feel like it's worth having, because sometimes even though this is only $3, if you're not gonna really use it, you know, then I wouldn't recommend it. So I'm gonna kind of wait on this and let you guys know in a future video whether I've been using it or not, and then, you know, you might want to save your $3, you know, and buy maybe one single blush that you know you're gonna use a lot. But I did really enjoy this shade right here, and I'm excited to kind of test out that juicy shade. It's really beautiful and bright. So that is this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said before, I know a lot of you have tried Profusion Cosmetics before, so if there are any products from them that I haven't tried yet that you really enjoy, please let me know in the comments down below, because it's a brand that's super affordable, and I would love to keep testing out some of their stuff. So let me know if there's anything else from them that you'd like to see, or from Koki as well. I know I have a few more products from Koki that they did send me, so I'm really intrigued by this brand. Very happy with those two products especially. So, well, I had a good time. How about you? Thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't joined the family yet, please do so by hitting the subscribe button. I would absolutely love to have you on board. And if you're already subscribed but you want to be notified every every single time I post a video. Go ahead and click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll be a part of the notification squad, which means you'll be notified every single time I upload, which is on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Love you. Bye!